It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. Able to avoid him. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. But once again, it's Mitchell. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line. Clearing space.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll try to throw now. Young. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Giants are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw here. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And some room to work. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. They're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
And the Saints signal for another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. The intended receiver there, Allen, and now it's 3rd down. When you look at the Saints defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. That one taken in by Neighbors. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. 2nd and goal from the 1. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Giants take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Quick throw to Olave. Gets through, and now an opening. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 28 yards there, and give him a first down. Running left, here's Mitchell. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 7-7, our score after one. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes him susceptible to play-action passes as well.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think that's a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 36. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Another run with Mitchell. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. First down, here's Mitchell. Able to fight through one tackle. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Now 2nd and 5. Now a first carry for their fullback. 7 yards there and a first down.
They definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A handoff from Mitchell running left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Now here's Young. Buying time to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
Another offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A throw right side caught by Neighbors. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Back to throw again. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie, coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles, so as we start the third quarter. Curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. Inside the 10. And he's into the end zone. Final return. And a sack touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back? Here's a diving catch right side. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was the tight end. They go play action here on 1st down. And the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And the Saints signal for another timeout. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burn here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left. And that will go off target and incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They throw it out right complete. Touchdown, Giants! from 3 yards out. And the Giants' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that will put them on top here in the third. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Right back to Mitchell here. 103 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Here's Young. That is caught. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Trying the right side with Mitchell. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A give running right is Mitchell. He'll take it inside the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 12-yard line. Now Young. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 11 yards there, just like last play. Mitchell is in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, he put the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they went back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Point after try forthcoming. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now back to throw. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. 35 yards. And the Giants strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 140 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Right back to him on first down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
A give here to Mitchell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll run with Mitchell. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. They'll try and run it here. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, some strong running. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And now here's a carry heading left. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive will take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. He'll look to throw. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He's back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Here comes 2nd down. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. That's caught by Johnson. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now 1st and goal. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. This is 1st and 10. One last shot for Young. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Giants, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the